The reason God is telling many of you, and this wasn't everyone's message, but the reason why God is telling many of you to open your hearts to your spouses, those of you who are standers, he's been trying to tell you to open your heart again, to soften your heart again, because at one point you did have a hardened heart towards them. It wasn't hard like bitter. It was more so, thank you, Holy Spirit, hardened like it was protected. Like you've mishandled my heart one too many times. You've broken my heart. You've misused and abused my heart. I'm guarding and protecting my heart. The Lord was doing that with you to help you set healthy boundaries. But for many of you, he's begun to tell to soften your heart again, to open your heart to them. When you do this, for some of you, the Lord may have you open your heart, and then your spouse will come and it'll seem like things blew up in your face. Like it went back to what it was. Like, God, you just told me to open my heart. And then they came acting a slam fool all over again. They came acting a donkey all over again. I know you told me to do this. Here's the thing. God is telling you to open your hearts this way because when they come and lash out, spew venom, that's one of the things I used to say, just treat you some type of way or just mishandle you again as if y'all are right back to square one. The thing is, he's asking you to open your heart now because he knew that they were going to come in and do what they did, speak the way they spoke, handle you the way they handled you. And I'm not talking about any physical abuse. So this isn't that message. But he knew they were going to do that. But the thing is, this time around, you're going to see his hand in it. Remember, I did the message before about saying a lot of things will look like, God, this look familiar. This look the same. This look like I know how this story go in. I done sat during this movie. I know all the characters. I can recite this movie from beginning to end. But God, it's like it looks the same, but it's different. Look again. It was that message. With that being said, you've opened your heart. You've obeyed the Lord. They came in and pretty much mishandled your heart all over again. But this time around, God is convicting them in the mishandle. God is convicting them in the mistreatment. God is convicting them. Before, he wasn't convicting them because this was a part of your process when you had to go through your work and your refining, your testing, your valley and so forth. That was your process. Now they're in their process. So again, it looks like, thank you, Holy Spirit, things are still the same, but with you opening your heart and obeying the Lord's instructions, He's setting them up. I'll put it like this, for them to learn the hard way. Because they spoke to you some type of way, they have immediate conviction. And when I say immediate, it's more so expect an apology right afterwards. I'm sorry I spoke to you that way. I'm sorry I treated you that way. I'm sorry I mishandled you that way. They're now having instant conviction for what they're doing. So the Lord it's almost like he's needing you to, I don't want to say, you're not like their punching bag, but it's more so he's partnering with you in this because you've gotten to a place where you're healed. You've gotten to a place where you're not bothered. You've gotten to a place where you're more whole and your triggers don't bother you like they used to. There go the doorbell again. Your triggers don't bother you like they used to. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So he's only doing this because you can handle them kind of spitting venom and just talking sideways. You can handle that now, but don't take it personal. It looks the same. Don't take it personal because now the Lord is giving them instant conviction. Like he's convicting them. He's making them feel disgusted off what they said and what they did and how they did it. He's making them feel remorse. Like they're instantly being convicted. So you can either expect an apology, but for those of you who have prideful spouses who still can't say the words, I'm sorry, maybe pay attention to their apology language. They're coming around to ask you, are you hungry? Do you need anything? Can I do this for you? Can I do that for you? Sometimes that's their way of saying sorry. So I hope this gives some type of revelation. Again, when I did the message about look again, and God has been telling many of you to soften those hearts. You softened it. It looked like it backfired in your face. Like, God, I tried to let them in. I let my guards down and they still acting like Boo Boo the Fool and treating me like they playing in my face all over again. Remember I said, look again, take a step back. This time, as long as you don't vindicate yourself, you're allowing the Lord to use you in this way because he's like, you can handle it. I trust you with it now because you can handle it. I trust you with it now because you're healed, you're whole. This is not a trigger for you anymore. So because you can handle it, now I'm dealing with them. Now when they come at you some type of way, I'm dealing with them. Now when they speak at you sideways, I'm dealing with them. Now when they play in your face, I'm dealing with them. And they're feeling instant conviction. Like I said, now you can expect apologies or that apology language for those that are still more prideful. But the Lord is just wanting you to know that now you will be able to see his hand in it. You will be able to see that correction. You'll see that discipline. You'll see that chastisement. You'll see even that judgment from them mishandling you. They won't get away with what they once got away with before. So he's letting it play out where everything looks the same. They reacted the same. They responded the same. But for you, don't walk away from this like, I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. I tried it and it still was the same. Nope. God is now working on your behalf. He's fighting for you. Now you're going to see your vindication. You're going to see justice. You're going to see their conviction. You're going to see, thank you, Holy Spirit, their great humbling. He was reminding me yesterday, you're going to start seeing that limp. They're coming back. I'm sorry that and I don't mean like they did it and they just got away with it. No, they did it. And if not that same day, then the next day or maybe later that week, he's not letting them rest in what they're doing wrong. He's not giving them peace in what they're doing wrong. He's not letting them walk away from and get away with what they once got away with because his grace is no longer covering that. So think about that. Before you throw in the towel, before you decide to walk away, before you say, you know what, I'm done, I can't do this anymore, you're walking away from what the Lord is actually doing for you. It just doesn't look like that because it's showing up in a way that you wouldn't have expected. It's showing up in a way that you wouldn't have preferred. Thank you, Holy Spirit. But it's still the Lord's doing. He's like, if you sit back and see this with fresh eyes, let me show you that I'm vindicating you now. Let me show you that I'm not letting them get away with what I once covered them. The reason he was once covering them because this wasn't their test at the time. This was your test. This was your process. Now that your process is complete, for those this applies to, some of y'all don't get up off that potter's wheel if this isn't your message. Hold this and store this on a shelf in your heart. But for those of you who have gone through your process, now this is their process. This is how he's choosing to discipline them, to correct them, to humble them, to judge them, to deal with them. They're not getting away with what they once got away with before. It has to look like it's the same so you can see his hand in it.